All right, happy Thursday night, everybody. Welcome on in to the daily broadcast coming to you from the Hat Creek Interiors studio. That's right. You don't have to own a ranch to look like you got furniture that would be on an awesome ranch. Hat Creek Interiors in Lubbock, Texas. Check out their showroom on Slide Road 10101. Easy to get to. Glad to have them aboard this fall and going forward. We got a lot of stuff to get to tonight. Dallas Cowboy fans, this is your night. Jerry Jones has waved the white flag of surrender, not just on Micha Parsons, but on ever being a legitimate NFL franchise again, while he, Stephen Jones, and all the Joneses are in charge. This is the Rubicon that we saw the Raiders go through with Al Davis. In this one tonight, I want to get your thoughts because anybody saying it's a win-win trade, I would respectfully disagree as Micha Parsons goes to the Green Bay Packers. 2 first-round picks. You get a declining Kenny Clark at defensive tackle, all because of the hubris, the ego, and the anger of Jerry Jones. All of it. Congratulations. I got a little contest for you tonight for Texas Tech football coming up this weekend. Baron Morton, number of snaps in the second half, and then overrated, underrated, rated right on a Thursday. Big 12 cities, the Big 12 towns and cities that you have been to, and I've been to almost all of them. Cincinnati, sorry. I think I was in your airport, I believe, one time. I've never been in Cincinnati beyond that. The overrated, underrated, rated right cities and towns of the Big 12, and then whatever else is on your mind tonight. All right? Let's get on the United Supermarkets chat line, the supermarket that supports Texas Tech in West Texas, not the one that takes your money and sends it down and puts it on scoreboards in Austin. 3, 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com. You start your day every day on the website. We give you the Raiderland Hot Links, brought to you by Jackson Brothers Meat Locker there in Post, Texas. They do processing. You can buy all the meats, like literally all the meats, like ribeye to beef jerky, world famous beef jerky. They ship anywhere. Check out their website. They're at Jackson Brothers. It's your kind of your go-to place, I think, right now for tailgating. Brought to you tonight by McAlpin Chiropractic, the official chiropractor in Raiderland. If your back's out of whack, don't call it quack, call Kevin Mack. He's worked with high-level Texas Tech athletes for decades. He can help you feel better. Kevin McAlpin. And The Reserve, a culinary tavern, 103rd and Quaker. You can go there tonight. You can go there tomorrow night. Saturday, Sunday brunch. Evening game, brunch at The Reserve. Late night game, Texas Tech, Saturday night, Sunday brunch. They'll take care of you. So it's all waiting for you there at The Reserve. All right, so that's the lowdown tonight. I want to hear from the Cowboy fans. You get the show you plan, and then you get the show that you get. We said that for decades, doing talk radio and call-in shows, the Williams and Hyatt show, Raiderland with Rob Bro and all that stuff, that you sit there and plan a show, and then you go, all right, then we get the show we get. The show we get today is Dallas trading Micha Parsons to Green Bay, first-round picks, 26, 27, and those picks are going to be in the late 20s. They're not going to be good picks. They're basically, in the NFL today, second-round picks. And you get Kenny Clark at defensive tackle. Again, a guy who's had declining production over the last 4 years. And none of it had to happen. This is not – Jerry Jones thinks this is Herschel Walker 2.0. No, this is more like Reggie White 2.0, going to the Packers in the mid-'90s and solidifying a great run with Brett Favre, 2 Super Bowls, an NFC, two Super Bowl appearances, a Super Bowl championship, a couple of NFC titles, all of that stuff. This is much more closer to that. Micha Parsons is this generation's best defensive player. I likened him early on to Carl Mecklenburg. You can line him up anywhere around the line, inside, outside, linebacker, edge, you name it, and he makes an impact. He must be accounted for. And Jerry Jones could not figure out how to keep him as a Dallas Cowboy. This thing got ugly. It got personal over the summer. It went different from CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott and all the other Cowboys that Jerry has overpaid for and hamstrung his salary cap and the ability to put decent talent around the players that he overpaid for. But this time it blew up in his face. Not only did he doesn't overpay, he loses the player. At least when he overpaid, he got Dak, right? He got CD Lamb. So here we are tonight. Cowboy fans, what are you thinking? Give me your thoughts tonight. Is this the white flag? Is this it for you as a Cowboy fan? And I would have thought over the last 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, whatever, years, that there have been moments like this. Is this it for you? You tell us on the United Supermarkets chat line. All right, here's the question for Tech fans tonight. I am intrigued to hear from you on this. And I have no idea what we're going to give away as a prize. All right? Actually, I do. And I haven't even run this by one of the people that will be involved in it. How many snaps will Baron Morton take in the second half against Arkansas Pine Bluff Saturday night, whenever that game wraps up? And by the way, take a poncho, plan your rain gear, do whatever you need to do. It looks like, at least right now, rain, not just in the forecast, but like 70%, 80%, 90% chances of rain Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. Rain's fine. We don't want the lightning, and I lose track now. Are we 8 miles away from Jones Stadium? They put the little deal up there, and if a lightning strike happens within 8 miles, 30 minutes later, you can play. And every time it happens, reset the clock 30 minutes later. I hope we're not dealing with this Saturday night. We need rain in West Texas. All the farmers and ranchers need rain, all right? But can we get the rain and no, like torrential rain, but no lightning? Would be handy. That would be a very good thing come Saturday night. How many snaps will Baron Morton play in the second half? What is the ideal game script scenario for you as a Texas Tech fan when it comes to Texas Tech, Arkansas Pine Bluff, and your starting quarterback, who the last couple of years has been beat up, has had health issues, and you want to keep him healthy, but he needs to play with these guys, right? He needs to get sharp. Utah is looming. For me, it would be a great first half. Texas Tech gets out 35-7, 35-3, something like that. That'd be wonderful. Then I want my QB1 to go through a halftime adjustments, and then come back and play another series or two. I'm going to establish the over-under on halftime second half snaps at 7.5. That could be a series. That could be 2 series, depending on what you do. That I would take at 7.5 snaps, I would take the over by 1 and say 8 snaps in the second half. Now, if you predict the actual number of snaps that Baron Morton takes for Texas Tech in the second half, and you get it right, and you live in the Lubbock area and you can get to Lubbock, you can go to lunch with me and David Collier from KMAC 28. That's right, David, if you're watching right now. We'll take whoever wins, whoever gets it right. I'll pay, not you, David. I know how things are going. The winner can go to lunch with us, and I'll pay. Now, it's my place of choosing, not yours, all right? Not yours, but my place of choosing. So get your predictions in, get your comments in, get your thoughts in tonight. Comments are slow rolling in. I don't know exactly what might be the reason. We had problems with Facebook comments last night. I really hope we're not having any sort of comment problem tonight, but every now and then you do. We use what's called StreamYard as our third-party streaming service, and 99 out of 100 times it's really good. Whether you were on YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, on a Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media, or on Facebook, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, usually it's really good. The comments come in. If this is one of those nights, I hate it because I really want to get your thoughts in on the Dallas Cowboys trade of Micha Parsons, what you want to see game script for Baron Morton this weekend, and then the over-underrated topic, Big 12 cities. I I think every current Big 12 city except Cincinnati, don't hold it against me. I think I went through the airport, didn't have any of the Skyline chili, but everywhere else we've been. So there are overrated cities, underrated cities, whatever. It matters, obviously, if you've been there to rate them. You can't rate them if you've not been there. And there's one that I really don't care if I ever go back to again. So jump in tonight. Your comments, your questions. We'll go as long as the conversation is interesting, as long as the conversation is fun on a Thursday night here in Raiderland in the Hat Creek Interior Studios. Ryan jumps in. I don't take these games for granted anymore after ACU and Houston Baptist. Ryan, you should take these games for granted. After ACU and Houston Baptist, you should absolutely take these games for granted. That if Texas Tech does not perform well, does not blow out an opponent, then that is horrible, awful, and you should take that for granted. 100%. You should not be scared. You should not have trepidation. If you do, we used to have an 800 number to call at the radio station, to work fans' grief out and everything else. But yes, every Texas Tech fan should take this game for granted, because if there is any hint of a competitive game against Arkansas Pine Bluff, let alone Kent, not Kent State anymore, Kent, this team is not as advertised. And this team has problems. I'll say it on Thursday. I'll say it on Friday. I'll say it on Saturday. If this game is competitive in the least, this team has major problems. Okay? So, and Ryan, I don't know how old you are. You may be old and jaded. And I get it. A lot of Texas Tech fans are. If this game is competitive, this team's not going to win 8 games. I mean, we'll just say that right now. All right? If this game's competitive, you hope to make a bowl game. Over underrated, right? Big 12 cities. Tucson, underrated. I don't know how many of you have been to Tucson. It is, to me, an underrated little Arizona town down there on the border. Hotter than hell, but funky vibe. Really enjoyed it. Tucson absolutely blew me away the first time I went to Tucson. Tempe is Phoenix. Phoenix is okay, but Tempe is Phoenix. I mean, you can go down on, what is it, Mill Avenue, Mill Street? I can't remember which one it is. It's kind of the main drag in Tempe with Arizona State. But Tucson blows it away. 25 years ago, 30 years ago, I would have said Boulder underrated, Boulder overrated now. Boulder not the same Boulder. Just a bunch of hippies and drug addicts out there in Boulder now. UCF, it's the happiest place on earth. It is what it is. It's rated right, all right? If we talk about some of the newcomers, people coming in. Salt Lake City, I've not spent a lot of time in Salt Lake City, so I can't give you a whole Salt Lake City, Utah, Ogden type breakdown on that. All right? The old Big 12 places. Stillwater's underrated in my opinion. You heard me say it. One of the first places I ever went to covering Lady Raider basketball was in 91-92 season. Was it Jimco? I can't remember what it was. Anyways, it was a Thanksgiving basketball tournament in Stillwater. Felt like I was there for like a week. Only 2 games. The first 2 games, I believe, of the career of Cheryl Swoops. Like in the first game, Tech had 15 turnovers off her passes because nobody was ready for it. Things got better, obviously. But I came to kind of appreciate Stillwater, kind of like Stillwater. Ames, a little bit the same way. Had baseball games snowed out there. But I came to kind of appreciate Ames. Those nights where it was minus 12 degrees and you had to walk 200 yards from the hotel to the convenience store, buy a 6-pack, and it froze on the way back. You kind of liked it. Kind of begrudgingly. Overrated, underrated places in the Big 12. Michael, Facebook, This is good. I know we may be getting throttled. We use that term in the industry. Might have some issues getting some comments in tonight on the United Supermarkets chat line. I hate that because we've got so much going on. Gosh. Parsons trade, everything else. Want to hear from you. The Packers versus Arizona Cardinals game after Tech Arizona State game should now be interesting. Well, yeah, definitely the Packers got a lot better. The Cardinals this year, a lot of noted NFL people think they're going to be a competitive team. We'll see what Kyler Murray looks like. 5'7" Kyler Murray, who I have on my fantasy football team. Don't ask. It's okay, but don't ask. I don't want to talk about it. Anyhow, I've got him on my team. Quarterbacks in fantasy football, if you don't have the top 3 or 4, they're all the same. They're all the same guys, so don't worry about it. Yeah, that's a pretty good doubleheader there. Tech, Arizona State, Packers, Cardinals, which would have been a great game in the early 2000s. Overrated, underrated Big 12 cities. Get in on that. Jerry Jones waves the white flag. I mean, for Cowboy fans, we're here for you. I understand. This is a lose-lose for the Cowboys. You made a team infinitely better in your conference. And I'm sorry, the draft picks are a first round and basically a second round. Ryan, universal opinion seems to be Jerry's an idiot. It's entirely possible. Glenn goes, no snaps in the second half. All right, I got to write these down like the old days on the show, because if Glenn gets it right, if Glenn gets the number of snaps for Baron Morton right in the second half, we're going to lunch with me and David Collier. All right, Glenn. No snaps. All right, I got that down. It's good. But you got to live around here. We can't come to you. Scott, is this the weakest non-conference schedule in Tech history? I do recall we had a home game versus UMass one season. Yeah, Leach had some incredibly bad non-conference schedules. It will depend upon Oregon State and what they turn into. But is this about as bad as it's been? Yeah, it's about as bad as it's been. Because Kent is one of the worst teams in literal Division I football. I'm sorry, they're horrible. They're not as good as Arkansas Pine Bluff. Now, here's the deal on the schedule. If you're sitting there at 11-1 later on this year, and you don't win the Big 12 championship game, I mean, you could be 11-1 and not go to the Big 12 title game, depending on how things break out, depending on who you lose to. You're going to be dog-cussing that schedule because that would probably keep you out of the playoff. Don't want to see that happen, but it should be a huge wake-up call. And I applauded Texas Tech basketball last night for making the men's basketball schedule better. But, hey, can we do something for the Lubbock fans? Can we have a decent game at United Supermarkets Arena? They spend a lot of money to put their name on it. Can we play somebody with a pulse in Lubbock? But yes, Scott, you're right. This is a horrible schedule. It must get better. And here's how I can fix it. When we blow up the NCAA covering and running college football, and we take the Power Fours and we coalesce into 64, 70 teams, whatever, we only allow them to play each other. You don't play Arkansas Pine Bluff. You don't play Kent. You don't play any of those crap teams. You got to play everybody, just like the NFL. You don't get to go play NFL Europe. You don't get to play a CFL team. You play other NFL teams. Take me down to Paradise City, 64 teams, and it all looks pretty, and we all play each other. It's a good deal. JC is on our Facebook page. No, YouTube. Lubbock is underrated. Waco is overrated or rated right. Waco is overrated now, rated right 10 years ago. Tempe, Yeah, awesome. But college area only, few blocks, just suburbia. Yeah. Tempe, I mean, I like Phoenix. I damn near took a job there one time. Um, the Tempe area, like you said, is a very small college area. I think it's Mill Street or Mill Avenue. It's got a little, and it's sort of like a Sixth Street type deal back in the day, not now, but like Sixth Street, early '90s. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. Fake Natalie Maines, who might be the real Natalie Maines, we don't know. 7 sacks for the defense and 1 pick 6 for the 85 Bears defensive. Kenny Perry, I will meet you. You and one David Collier at Cast Iron after I win the bet. So you didn't give me the answer, which is how many snaps will Baron Morton take in the second half? That's the question tonight. That's the contest question. How many snaps will Baron Morton take in the second half? I've got it 7.5, shaded slightly to the over on a series or one. And here's why. If I'm a coach, I want my quarterback to go into the locker room, come back out, go back out with the ones and twos, run a little bit, and get into that flow. Get into the flow of going in, coming back out, playing, and doing that. Yeah, so nothing, 7 say, that's not, that's not nothing. I need number of snaps, fake Natalie Maines, if you want to hang out with me and David Collier. Unless you are David Collier. Cowboy fans, Jerry Jones waves the white flag. I don't know what else to say regarding the Cowboys other than this is a bad trade. It didn't need to happen. Anybody saying that it's a win-win, I disagree with you. The picks are basically second-round picks for a guy in his prime with at least 4 more seasons health-wise in his prime at a position that matters and makes a difference, and you trade him within the conference, and you get a guy, and Clark's not bad, but he's not getting better, and he is deteriorating quickly and deteriorating much more quickly productivity-wise than Parsons was. But the biggest reason it's a horrible trade, it didn't have to happen, right? There was no reason for it to happen. You have cap room. You got money. Jerry's going to try to spin this on Micah was bad and Micah's a diva. And I'll ask that question tonight. We'll ask it again tomorrow. Cowboy fans, is Micha Parsons a diva? Do you think he's a diva? Because that's the spin coming out of some of the Cowboy sympathetic media or otherwise. Yeah, he's a diva. Is he really? Maybe I missed something. But all I've seen the last couple of years when he's been healthy enough to play, and he played when he was healthy, unlike Dak Prescott, who could have played a couple of times over the last couple of years, I haven't seen a diva. See a diva? You tell me. 136, 188 over 4 years. We'll see about the details. It won't be that. 47 per season. I don't think it's going to end up being that. But if you're a Cowboys fan and you see this and you bought the Parsons jersey, you bought in, and this was going to be, hey, it's just Jerry. They're going to get him signed. We're watching the Netflix deal. It's all good. Does this change anything for you? Because when it comes to certain Cowboy fans, I don't think anything matters. Jerry can do anything. Anything can happen that you're still going to be a Dallas Cowboys fan, and you'll justify it, and you'll create reasons, and I can't help you. I mean, I would tell a lot of Cowboy fans, go be a Green Bay fan this year. Root for Jordan Love. They even got a new wide receiver. Drafted one. Crazy talk. Go root for Micha Parsons. Leave the Cowboys and see what it's like to root for a franchise that tries, that cares. And I know a lot of you won't do it. I get it. I've got friends, people I love, The Arlington Cowboys traded their best player, and so did the Mavs, who received nothing in return, says Randy Wade. I thought about that today, that if you're a Metroplex sports fan, like a hardcore Mavs, Cowboys, all that stuff, thank God for the Stars. Rangers went off for 20 runs last night. So Bochy can come back. It's all good. All right, JC goes 0 snaps. 0 snaps for Barron in the second half. No need to come out and run a series. I disagree. There's a process to going into halftime, coming out of halftime, and doing things. I want my quarterback to have that process. He says, unless sloppy, Jerry picked wrong player in time to finally not pay a star. I agree with that 100%. That Micha Parsons is, and people are saying, well, this is the new era of athletes who don't want to be disrespected and blah, blah. No. Micha Parsons is a smart guy. He doesn't put up with bullshit. That's what that is. Dak Prescott, he took the deal because that was the best deal he was going to get. CeeDee Lamb, wide receivers know you're kind of a dime a dozen. We'll find people like you. And they really didn't have much leverage. And everybody said Parsons didn't have any leverage. Well, apparently he did. Apparently the negotiations got so personal and so nasty that Parsons was able to force Jerry Jones to trade him when Jerry Jones didn't have to. That's impressive on the part of actually Parsons. And we get back to the idea of is it a diva or not, whatever. I don't know how many Cowboy fans are walking around right now going, yeah, better off without him. Yeah, don't need him. Don't need guys like him. Meanwhile, about half your top players are going, God, I wish we had the stones that he had. Could have got out of here. Randy, what's the payday for Longview Pine Tree in Kent State? I think it's about $7,500. Not $7,500, but $750,000. I think that's about the average deal. Not sure. I thought it was John Tyler. Could be wrong. Maybe it is Longview Pine Tree. You pay them money, you kick their ass, you send them on down the road. Number of snaps, literally, number of snaps taken by Baron Morton. You get it right. Second half. Number of second half snaps. You can go to lunch with me and David Collier. And David Collier, he'll be buying you all sort, like he'll get the shrimp cocktail, you know. It'd be awesome. Got to finish the yard. That's right. Real Men Mow on Thursdays. Thursday Night Mowing League. Outkick.com. Thanks. I don't know if it was a great show. I still think we're getting throttled on the comments, and I hate that, but we'll fight through it. We'll do what we can. The great thing about that is the replay people can get in on our Twitter feed at Ryan Hyatt Media. We can hammer comments along on that on the website, theraiderland.com, and on our Facebook page, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. So, yeah. I'm surprised somebody didn't tell Collier we were taking him to lunch. Yeah, this is not Herschel Walker 2.0. It's actually the other way around. And I think when we look back 5-10 years from now, that the storyline will be that this was the final act of Jerry Jones as the Dallas Cowboys owner that had any impact on the NFL and the Dallas Cowboys. Sadly. Absolutely. Share and patronize the sponsors. Folks, do it. McAlpin Chiropractic on Facebook, easy to get to. The Reserve, a culinary tavern. Go there for brunch this weekend. Easy to get to on Facebook. United Supermarkets and Hat Creek Interiors. Look at this studio. It's the Hat Creek Interiors studio. You can go to all their Facebook pages. Hit them up. Tell them thanks for being great sponsors. Thank you, JC, for mentioning that. It's the power of 5. if every night 5 of you good people go to our sponsors and say, hey, thanks for being out there. We appreciate you. And if you do it on all the media you love, whether it's this show or anything else, that means so much to them to get feedback like that. In this world of marketing today, it is so muddled, and it's hard for advertisers and companies really to feel like, what do we get on a return on an investment? How do we know somebody saw it? Well, you guys can make sure somebody saw it by going to their Facebook page, website, or whatever, and you can also actually buy something. That's cool too, and mention, hey, heard about it, Ryan Heights Raiderland, or I heard about it on this radio show or this media deal or whatever. It doesn't matter. Well, what do you mean it doesn't matter? I mean, to me, it's all about strengthening the media in what I do. So if there are things you love and you see somebody supporting it, it doesn't take 5 seconds on your end to go make a difference. It truly doesn't. All right, we're going to jump out here tonight. Collier, get ready to go to dinner with somebody next week. 8 snaps for Baron Morton, by the way, in the second half. Coming up on Saturday night. Tomorrow, the most Texan thing you have done this week. Score prediction Friday. We'll see how we do on that. And we'll have more talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the Parsons trade because I think it is worthy of more talk and more discussion. You guys are the best. We appreciate you being out there. We'll see you tomorrow in the morning on the website. You guys can share this out there. We're going to archive it at theraiderland.com.